engaging, enriching deliberation for the next 2 days. With this, I conclude. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, sir, for your warm welcome and insightful remarks. Your words truly set the tone for this workshop and highlighted the importance of strengthening statistical tools for sustainable development. Thank you so much. और अब बड़ी सम्मान के साथ आमंत्रित करना चाहूँगी एडिशनल चीफ सेक्रेटरी गवर्नमेंट ऑफ बिहार डॉक्टर एम विजयलक्ष्मी मैम to kindly share her valuable thoughts and guidance with all of us.
सभी को नमस्कार. Honorable Minister, Planning and Development Department, Government of Bihar, Shri Vijayendra Yadav ji, Chief Secretary Shri Pradya Amrit ji, Secretary MOSPI Shri Saurabh Garg ji, DG Central Statistics Shri N.K. Santoshi ji, Shri S.C. Malik ji, Additional DG Social Statistics Division, Dr. Angela Musini, Resident Representative UNDP, distinguished officials from the department, representatives from the United Nations Development Program, senior colleagues and esteemed participants. Very good morning to all of you. In fact, it is an honor to Government of Bihar to host this capacity building workshop on monitoring frameworks and gender statistics. On behalf of the state, I welcome you all and thank MOSPI and the UNDP for organizing this important national workshop in Patna. If you see the Bihar's transformation, Bihar is undergoing a profound economic surge. We have recorded an 8.6% real GSDP growth in 24-25, with growth at current prices reaching almost 13.1%. But 3 consecutive GDP growth rate. This transformation has been driven not only by the sustained public interest governance initiatives of the state, such as the Bihar Industrial Investment Promotion Policy, the Jal Jeevan Haryali Mission, the Agricultural Roadmap, and most notably the Saat Nischay, the 7 resolves of the state government, which have focused on strengthening core infrastructure, expanding human development opportunities, and deepening social inclusion. These programs have played a central role in ensuring that growth translates into tangible improvements in citizens' lives. As India moves towards Vikasit Bharat 2047, Bihar's vision for Gauravshali Bihar at 2047 is anchored in high growth, sustainability and inclusion. Our composite SDG score has improved over a period of time from 48 to 57, and according to the NITI Aayog's report, Bihar has achieved the largest absolute reduction in multidimensional poverty in India. माननीय मंत्री जी को भी मैं अवगत कराना चाहती हूँ कि हम लोगों ने करीब 18 परसेंटेज पॉइंट्स सर मल्टी डायमेंशनल पॉवर्टी में रिडक्शन आया है, ये नीति आयोग ने अपने रिपोर्ट में दर्शाया है. The MPI headcount ratio has declined from 51.9 percentage points to 33.8 percentage points, almost a reduction of 18 percentage points. Public health expenditure has increased 11-fold since 2005, and the 2025-26 budget allocation for health has reached almost 23,580 crores. Bihar has also made major strides in women's empowerment through 50% reservation in Panchayati Raj institutions, expansion of the Jivika self-help group network, and 35% reservation for women in government employment and also in police force. In fact, Bihar is the only state which has given 35% reservation in police force in the entire country. Through the Har Ghar Nal Ka Jal initiative, Bihar has achieved nearly 98% coverage of safe drinking water. Youth empowerment has also been strengthened to the skill level Data-driven governance is central to Bihar's policy framework. Governance requires skills. Environment accounts and gender statistics will play an important role in building a development. Building upon this Saat Nishchay 1, 2 and now 3, we aim to expand income and employment opportunities. Sustainable development goals ensure that no citizen is left behind. Various initiatives taken by the Bihar government has contributed to the progress of the SDGs. Workshops such as these strengthen institutional capacity, improves statistical systems, and supports evidence-based policy making. I am confident that today's deliberations will strengthen not only Bihar's, but all the participating states' progress towards the sustainable development goals and as a result achieving their national goals. I, on behalf of the state government, once again welcome you all, and I want you to carry very pleasant memories for Bihar. So we have organized a trip also tomorrow afternoon, post lunch, for Patna Darshan. So please go and see Patna and enjoy the Bihar Museum, the Bapu Tower, and also the famous Takht Harmandir Sahib. As you all know, Bihar is the confluence of all three religions, Buddhism, Jainism, Sikhism. Of course, Hinduism is anyway there. So I wish all of you a very pleasant stay in Bihar. Thank you for your
Thank you for the planning and development initiative in the state. Thank you for inspiring address and for sharing your valuable insight. And now, I would like to request Shri Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation, Government of India to kindly address the meeting.
मैं सभी का बहुत बहुत आभार व्यक्त करता हूँ। मैं सभी का बहुत बहुत आभार व्यक्त करता हूँ। मान्यवर, जैसा कि आप जानते हैं, आज हम कैपेसिटी बिल्डिंग वर्कशॉप ऑन मॉनिटरिंग फ्रेमवर्क ऑफ सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट गोल्स, कंपाइलेशन ऑफ एनवायरमेंटल अकाउंट्स एंड जेंडर स्टेटस पर आयोजित कार्यशाला के लिए एकत्रित हुए हैं। यह कार्यशाला MOS और अन्य स्टेक होल्डर्स, केंद्रीय मंत्रालयों, राज्यों और केंद्र शासित प्रदेशों के बीच विचारों और सूचनाओं का आदान प्रदान के लिए एक महत्वपूर्ण मंच प्रदान करती है। इस सम्मेलन के माध्यम से MOS प्लानिंग डिपार्टमेंट, आर्ट एंड सांख्यिकी निर्देशालय तथा अन्य संबंधित विभागों, मंत्रालयों की क्षमता के बावजूद मजबूत करने की दिशा में पहल कर रहा है, ताकि अंतर्राष्ट्रीय मानकों के अनुरूप डेटा का कलेक्शन, कंपाइलेशन और रखरखाव किया जा सके। यह कार्यशाला महत्वपूर्ण विषयों पर विचार विमर्श करके और एक रोबस्ट फ्रेमवर्क तैयार करने के प्रति हमारे कलेक्टिव कमिटमेंट का प्रतीक है। हमारा उद्देश्य उपराष्ट्रीय स्तर पर अपने डेटा परिस्थितियों की तंत्र की व्यवस्था को मजबूत करना है, ताकि भारत के विकास पथ पर कोई भी पीछे ना रहे। Maintaining reliable, sustainable SDGs data help countries and states to measure their progress towards their achievements. Accurate data allows government to identify gaps, understand local challenges, and design better policies and development programs. It also helps in effective planning and proper allocation of resources. Overall, good SDG data supports informed decision making and ensure that development efforts reach the people who needs them the most. Gender statistics मेंटेनेंस भी एक अत्यंत महत्वपूर्ण सब्जेक्ट है, क्योंकि यह दैनिक मुद्दों से संबंधित विश्वसनीय जानकारी प्रदान करके समानता और न्याय को बढ़ावा देता है। रिलायबल डेटा जेंडर स्टैटिस्टिक्स पॉलिसी मेकर को जेंडर गैप की पहचान कराने, प्रभावी नीतियों बनाने और लैंगिक असमानताओं को दूर करने के लिए पॉलिसी निर्णय में सहायक करता है। Technical session on gender statistics will be helpful in distinguishing the importance of maintaining gender data for policy making, the use of gender indices in decision making, and global best practices in gender data management. The session will also highlight how such data can support countries in fulfilling their commitments under the Sustainable Development Goal. Overall, the discussion in this session will help addressing existing challenges and improve the use of gender statistics for better policy decisions. महोदय, एनवायरमेंटल अकाउंटिंग एंड स्टैटिस्टिक्स भी एक महत्वपूर्ण विषय है, क्योंकि ये पर्यावरण और अर्थव्यवस्थाओं के बीच संबंध को मापने में मदद करता है कि आर्थिक गतिविधियों के पर्यावरण पर पड़ने वाले प्रभाव और नेचुरल इकोसिस्टम के आर्थिक कल्याण के लिए योगदान देने में दर्शाते हैं. For this purpose, well-structured and reliable data on environmental aspects is essential. The technical session on environmental accounting and statistics will discuss the type of environmental data maintained by states, the practices followed by them, and the methodologies research carried out in India. It will also highlight the work undertaken by the MOSPI and in advancing environmental accounting, along with the initiatives by institutions relating to the biodiversity and the economic valuation of ecosystem services, emphasizing the important role that ecosystem plays in sustainable development. भारत की डिसेंट्रलाइज व्यवस्था को ध्यान में रखते हुए, जहां प्रत्येक राज्य और केंद्र शासित प्रदेश की अपनी विशिष्ट क्षमताएं और विशेषताएं हैं, यह कार्यशाला हमारे डाइवर्स पर्सपेक्टिव को एकजुट करने और आगे बढ़ते हुए एक दूसरे के सहयोग करने के लिए प्रेरित करती है, ताकि हम सभी मिलकर विकसित भारत के लक्ष्य को प्राप्त कर सकें. मुझे पूर्ण विश्वास है यह कार्यशाला के दौरान होने वाले विचार विमर्शों कोऑर्डिनेटिव कार्यवाही का मार्ग प्रशस्त करेगी, डेटा जानकारी को और मजबूत बनाएंगे और विश्वसनीय और पॉलिसी रिलेटेड डेटा के विकास को संभव बनाएंगे. आप सभी का बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद.
हमारे बीच संबोधन के साथ उपस्थित श्री N.K. संतोषी जी, डायरेक्टर जनरल सेंट्रल स्टैटिस्टिक्स, मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ स्टैटिस्टिक्स एंड प्रोग्राम इम्प्लीमेंटेशन, गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया. सर, आपने अपने महत्वपूर्ण विचारों के साथ हमारे बीच अपने जो विचार रखे और जो साझा किया, इसके लिए आपका कोटि कोटि धन्यवाद. और मैं आपको बताना चाहूँगी कि the UNDP has been a strong partner in supporting sustainable development initiatives and strengthening institutional capacity across countries. हमारे resident representative United Nations Development Program India, Dr. Angela Lugosi यहाँ उपस्थित हैं. I would like to request you, ma'am, please come forward and please share your thoughts and insights regarding this subject. Ma'am, Dr. Angela Lugosi.
Honorable Minister of Planning and Development, Shri Jayendra Ratnalila, Chief Secretary, Shri Prathaya Amrit, Secretary Mofri, Dr. Saurabh Gargji, all the dignitaries on the dais, and all the dignitaries also in the audience from all over India, good morning and namaste. Let me begin with a number that tells a remarkable story. Over the past 5 years, more than 22 million people in Bihar moved out of multidimensional poverty. That is the fastest reduction of any state in India. And that is a remarkable achievement. And it deserves to be acknowledged in the presence of the leaders who helped to make it happen. So let me also thank MOSPI and the government of Bihar for convening us here for this very timely discussion. As it was mentioned, we are in the final stretch to the SDGs. We only have 4 years left to 2030. And the global conversation on SDGs has shifted from frameworks to results. At this stage, the quality of our statistical systems matters as much as the quality of our programs. You cannot accelerate what you can't measure. You cannot close the gaps that you can't see. So achieving this depends on statistical systems that are credible, granular, and capable of informing policy decisions and India has built one of the most comprehensive SDG monitoring architectures among developing countries. India's National Indicator Framework is a genuine achievement, the product of sustained coordination across ministries, embedded within government planning, and also refined continuously. And in many ways, this National Indicator Framework has helped institutionalize the SDGs across the policy ecosystem. But frameworks are only as powerful as the decisions they inform. The real test is whether data travels from national averages to districts and to the communities where the gaps are most acute. And UNDP has had the privilege of working with many of the states through our SDG coordination and acceleration centers, working with state governments to translate this indicator data into priorities as well as program interventions. I think the goal is not simply better reporting. It is better targeting. It is ensuring that public investment reaches the people who need it most. Data must influence how resources are allocated, because development priorities ultimately become real only when they're reflected in public budgets. And that's why we're supporting the development of a step-by-step guide on budget tagging, so that when expenditure is linked to SDG targets and outcomes are tracked, then the governments can see clearly where the progress is being made, where investments are being achieved, and where more is needed. Let me turn briefly to the importance of gender statistics. A gender-responsive statistical system is essential for understanding inequalities and also to design inclusive policies to close the gaps. And India has made significant progress in strengthening gender disaggregated data through national surveys and through publications like Women and Men in India. And India's 2024 Time Use Survey gives us a very striking example. Women spent nearly 3 times as many hours as men on unpaid domestic and care work. 3 times. This structural reality is a key barrier to India's objective of women-led development. It blocks women's labor force participation, it blocks their economic opportunities, and it blocks their autonomy. It's really a lost opportunity to transform household economies and to contribute to India's growth and development. Until we measure it rigorously, consistently, and at state and district level, it will remain invisible to policy. So strengthening gender disaggregated data across sectors such as employment, access to assets, health and education is what will help us to better target our policy responses and ensure successful schemes and programs. Now on to environmental statistics and environmental accounts. We know that natural assets and ecosystems are the foundations of economic life. And India has shown its commitment to assess the relationships between ecosystems, economic activities, and human well-being through ENVI-STATS. That's environmental statistics under the UN Framework for the Development of Environmental Statistics, and also environmental economic accounts. This work, however, depends on subnational data that is managed by state governments. So we need stronger coordination between line departments and statistical systems, because if we do that, and if we achieve true environmental economic accounts, it will help to guide the decisions around land, water, forests, and communities in the future, instead of accounts that describe the past. I would like to conclude with one final reflection. At its core, the SDG agenda is about translating evidence into action. Strong statistical systems help us to understand where we stand, where the gaps remain, and where efforts must be accelerated. But the true value of data is how it is used to inform policy choices, to guide investments, and to ensure that development efforts reach the communities who need it most. The hard story illustrates this better than any abstract argument could. The progress is real, and it was made visible by data. The work that remains is also real. It too only will be addressable through data. So ultimately, the strength of any development agenda lies in the strength of the evidence that guides it. And I hope this workshop will contribute to further strengthening India's already robust statistical system, and also to support states who are all represented here in translating this data into better development outcomes. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Angela Lusigi ma'am, for your thoughtful address and for highlighting the importance of global collaboration in achieving the sustainable development goals. Thank you ma'am, thank you so much. आदर में हमारे बीच मंचासी डॉक्टर सौरभ गर्ग जी, जो सचिव हैं सांख्यिकी और कार्यक्रम कार्यान्वयन मंत्रालय भारत सरकार, उनसे मैं सादर अनुरोध करती हूँ कि अपने महत्वपूर्ण विचारों को हमारे साथ इस अवसर पर साझा करने की कृपा करें। डॉक्टर सौरभ गर्ग जी, जोरदार तालियों के साथ स्वागत।
सामान्य विकास और योजना मंत्री महोदय, मेरे मित्र मुख्य सचिव, एडिशनल चीफ सेक्रेटरी प्लानिंग, मेरे सहकर्मी सांख्यिकी मंत्रालय से संतोषी और अन्य मंत्रालयों से आए हुए UNDP रेजिडेंट रिप्रेजेंटेटिव एंड सभी राज्यों से आए हुए हैं, ऑल द रिप्रेजेंटेटिव्स। सबसे पहले तो मैं आभार बताना चाहूँगा बिहार सरकार का कि उन्होंने इस पर सहयोग किया हमारे इस कार्यशाला को करने में। आज हम 3 विषयों पर चर्चा करेंगे, सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट गोल्स पे, एनवायरनमेंट अकाउंटिंग पे और जेंडर स्टैटिस्टिक्स पे। SDGs 2030 तक, जैसे UN रेजिडेंट रिप्रेजेंटेटिव ने बताया कि अब केवल 4 साल बचे हैं। हमने काफ़ी प्रोग्रेस की है, लेकिन अभी भी काफ़ी प्रोग्रेस करनी बाकी है। उसमें हम किस स्तर पे पहुँचे हैं, क्या क्या हमारे नेशनल इंडिकेटर फ्रेमवर्क में हम कहाँ तक पहुँचे हैं, उस पर आज चर्चा करेंगे। एंड ये भी है कि जो SDG जब अडॉप्ट किए, इट ऑल्सो मार्क्ड अ फंडामेंटल ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन इन द डेवलपमेंट प्लानिंग प्रोसेस। द फोकस शिफ्टेड फ्रॉम सेक्टर स्पेसिफिक एंड इनपुट ओरिएंटेड अप्रोचेस टू एन इंटीग्रेटेड outcome driven and time bound framework. And I think this is a very important change from shifting from an input to an outcome based approach, which is also reflected in the NITI Aayogs that we have, the output outcome monitoring framework. We have a national indicator framework, and अगर हम 2025 की रिपोर्ट देखेंगे तो मैं 2-3 बिंदुओं पर फोकस करना चाहूँगा जहाँ पे प्रोग्रेस हमारा काफ़ी हुआ है। One is in the social protection systems. We have increased from 22% in 2016 to nearly 65% coverage in 2025, which is significant because it reflects the focus on the bottom part of the pyramid. हमारा जो ग्रॉस वैल्यू एडेड है, जो प्रोडक्टिविटी का एक इंडिकेटर है वर्कर में, इट हैज इंक्रीज फ्रॉम अराउंड 60,000 rupees पर वर्कर इन 2015 to nearly just less than a lakh of rupees per worker. So this reflects a significant increase in productivity of workers especially in the informal sector. Improved water coverage तो nearly 100% है, drinking water coverage, and a number of other things also. Share of renewable energy has increased significantly. मैं ये भी बधाई देना चाहूँगा बिहार सरकार का कि they have a state indicator framework. Many other states also have, and many of them are present out here. And what has also been especially focused is the district indicator frameworks that many states have. And 3 states have even gone down to a block indicator framework and taluka indicator framework, which is extremely noteworthy. Rajasthan and Tamil Nadu have a block indicator framework, and Karnataka has introduced a taluka indicator framework. So I must compliment these 3 states, and I'm sure this reflects a bottom-up approach. अभी सामान्य मंत्री महोदय यही बोल रहे थे कि from a top-down approach we have to move to a bottom-up approach, and the fact that we have moved to a block indicator framework reflects that. आज इसी कार्यक्रम में there will be 2 booklets also released. The 2030 agenda has the UN in the SDGs. There are 5 P's as they are called: people, planet, prosperity, peace and partnerships. On 2 of those, on planet and prosperity, based on the national indicator framework, there will be small booklets released which reflect the progress of India in that. The second area which I would want to talk about is environment accounts. I think increasingly people are realizing that GDP alone is not the only indicator that can be used to identify growth, but how well we are utilizing our natural resources is extremely important. And that is why there is this system of environmental economic accounting which integrates environmental information with economic statistics. It will help better measure our natural capital, forests, water, land and other resources, and incorporate these insights into policy decisions, particularly in areas related to climate action and sustainable resource management. मैं ये भी बताना चाहूँगा कि जो 2025 में यूनाइटेड संयुक्त राष्ट्र ने सिस्टम ऑफ नेशनल अकाउंट्स रिलीज किया, उसमें नेचुरल रिसोर्स अकाउंटिंग को कैसे जीडीपी में मेनस्ट्रीम करना है in the next 3 to 4 years that we have to incorporate, and that will also very more accurately reflect the contribution of states like Bihar and other eastern part of the country, because a lot of the natural resources that exist in the country are also in this part. So I think the contribution of some of these states will get better recognized in the new system of national accounts that is under development. आज इसी कड़ी में there is a publication on pollination services that is being released. I think pollination, the importance of pollination, I think agriculturists would recognize, because if there is no pollination, there can be no crops. And we will be releasing a booklet recognizing what are the pollinator dependent crops, what is the pollinator habitats, and the contribution of pollination services and crop services. I think many years back, there's a famous saying that if there are no bees in the area, then even the longevity of human beings is limited. And I think this publication today reflects the focus on natural resources, and we're starting that with pollination services. The third focus is, of course, gender statistics. Previous speakers have mentioned about it, but I think gender statistics is not only a goal in itself, but is a catalyst for achieving many other development objectives. And I think the discussions that we have, the progress that has been made, will be important binders and pointers to what we have to do in the future. मैं ये एक दो चीजों पर और बिंदुओं पे फोकस करना चाहूँगा. I would just like to mention some of the changes and reforms we have brought in the Ministry of Statistics with the support of other departments and districts. One is the revision in the GDP of the base year from 2011-12 to 22-23, which we just completed recently, and that will reflect the structure of the economy more effectively. And that is also seen when we are seeing the growth rates of the economy. There has been slight shifts in that, and I think that will help most states to ensure that the gross state domestic product, which is very important for each state because it determines their borrowing limits, it determines a lot of other aspects also, will be more better reflected. Similarly, we have changed the inflation index and we are in the progress of changing the industrial statistics. The other area of our focus is how to ensure better dissemination. We now have a mobile app, GOI Stats, where जो भी हम डेटा निकालते हैं वो डेटा वहाँ पे प्रस्तुत रहेगा. So please have a look at the mobile app that we have released. I would also like to mention that recently there was a Chief Secretary's conference in December, and one of the areas of discussion, there were a large number of areas, was on data harmonization, on how to more effectively utilize administrative data for data-driven decision making. And as a follow-up to that, we are working with the states because each department, और आज यहाँ बहुत सारे departments हैं, बिहार सरकार के भी हैं, भारत सरकार के भी हैं, कि how we can leverage the data that is available in each of the departments more effectively for decision making to ensure that the goal of a Viksit Bharat that we expect in the next 20 odd years, how we can reach faster to that. So I would strongly urge you to give some thought on how to ensure that that data is available in the public domain, is available for decision making both by the government and by the private sector, so that it contributes to our goal of Viksit Bharat that we would like to be a middle income country in the next 20 years. So once again, I thank all the participants who have come from different parts of the country, and I thank you for Government of Bihar for arranging a Patna darshan tomorrow afternoon for them, that will give them an opportunity to visit Bihar. For me, it's a pleasure to be here, to be hosted by the Chief Secretary and my friend, and I would like to thank the Honorable Minister for taking the time off and spending some time with our participants from across the country. Thank you all.
Dr. Saurabh Gargi, Secretary Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation, Government of India. सर ने आज के इस अवसर पर इस कार्यशाला का जो मुख्य उद्देश्य है और उस उद्देश्य में जो प्रमुख विषयों को रखा गया, जिन बिंदुओं को रखा गया है, उस पर इन्होंने विस्तार से अपने विचारों को हमारे साथ साझा किया. इसके लिए कोटि-कोटि धन्यवाद सर. और अब मैं उस व्यक्तित्व को आपके बीच आमंत्रित करना चाहूँगी, हमारे मुख्य सचिव बिहार श्री प्रत्यय अमृत जी. Sir's vast administrative experience and leadership have significantly contributed to the development initiative of the state. I would like to request our Chief Secretary of Bihar, Shri Pratyay Amrit ji, to kindly address the gathering. Sir.
मैं सबसे पहले देश के विभिन्न राज्यों से आए हमारे तमाम सम्मानित अतिथियों का मैं स्वागत करना चाहता हूं. I would like to welcome all of you. This is the only state where we worship not only the rising sun but also the setting sun. So we welcome Bihar as land of hospitality. On behalf of the Honorable Chief Minister, Shri Nitish Kumar ji, I extend heartfelt welcome to all the delegates who are part of this workshop. On the dais, माननीय योजना विकास मंत्री, but let me also give another introduction. He is the longest serving energy minister of this country, Shri Vijay Prashad Yadav ji. One of the finest officer presently heading this department, my friend, my batchmate Saurabh Gargi. इनके संतोषी जी, Director General, Vijay Lakshmi, Additional Chief Secretary, she has put in a lot of effort and her team to organize this. S.C. Malik ji, Ranjit Kumar ji, and of course all the distinguished participants, friends from media. I was just going through the list और मैं सूची देख रहा था, and I'm sure some of you would have come first time to Bihar. I'm seeing a lot of people from Northeast, Kashmir, Rajasthan, Ladakh, Gujarat, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Chhattisgarh, Uttar Pradesh. So, for all those people who have come to Bihar for the first time, when you go back, I see all of you as our brand ambassadors. Go and discuss about us. You know, there is something called perception management, and I'm sure in 48 hours, जो आप हमारे साथ समय बिताएंगे. And again, special thanks to Vijay Lakshmi. She has organized your visit tomorrow. But I can tell you one thing, जब आप 48 घंटे के बाद अपने घर वापस जाएंगे, I'm sure you will go back with some fantastic memories, and that perception, notwithstanding for all the transformative work which we have achieved under the dynamic leadership of Shri Nitish Kumar ji over the years, you'll realize that the state, we have made a lot of ground already, and now Bihar, we are at a stage where we are all set for a leapfrog. The mandate which this government got very recently held elections, it is very clear that now our goal is the basic infrastructure part, whether it is, you know, law and order, roads, electricity, drinking water, more or less, you know, that era, that phase is over. And now we are moving in terms like to make it a tech hub of the Eastern India. We are talking about our AIs, we are talking about industrialization, tourism as a focus area, and we are having a target 20th November 2026 this year, where this government will complete its first year. You'll hear a lot about us, the kind of investment, the kind of proposals which we are getting. So I just thought let me share these things before we come to this point, so that when you go back to your states with your family, your friends, colleagues, do discuss about us, that Bihar, you know, is on a different path and the goals are very clear. Coming to the issues, I would like to specially thank Dr. Angela Lusigi and welcome you also, madam. I heard her speech with rapt attention, and the points, basically the whole game is all about data. And it is so critical today when we talk about AI, artificial intelligence, and there is a transformative relationship between data and AI. Now the human intelligence part of it when it comes to data, and that's what I would like to compliment Dr. Saurav and his team. This is one department, 10 years back, 15 years back, it existed. But this new avatar of this department and the kind of work which they have done, I was part of that presentation in the Chief Secretary's conference, and how the Honorable Prime Minister reiterated the role of this and this integration between departments, experience sharing of the states, collation, and as she rightly mentioned, the question is of the impact. The figures per se are not significant according to me, but how accurate the figures are, how correct the figures are, और हम उनको इस्तेमाल कैसे करते हैं अपने नीतियों को बनाने के लिए, विशेष रूप से जो वंचित वर्ग के लोग हैं, जैसा डॉक्टर सौरभ ने कहा, bottom of the pyramid, and that's what is so critical about this workshop. So मैं विशेष रूप से डॉक्टर सौरभ को धन्यवाद देता हूं कि आपने हमें होस्ट करने का मौका दिया. You gave us this opportunity to host this workshop, and as the global commitment of this SDG is leaving no one behind. And here in Bihar, you know, when we work, यहाँ पर माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी कहते हैं सामाजिक न्याय के साथ विकास. It's the same thing. You know, If you see a lot of these SDG goals, already Bihar, the way we are working, we have our Bihar strategy room. If some of you get an opportunity, you will see it's in the Secretariat Department. We have our data lab, we have e-statistics portal. A lot of work even we are trying to gear up, scale up, and under the able leadership of the present ACS, we are looking forward to a lot of transformations in this sector also. Coming to the gender part of it, the gender statistics, how important they are, I would just like to share few things about the work which Government of Bihar has done. Now we are known for the women empowerment, and you would have seen the highest voting percentage since independence in Bihar. It was almost 71% of women, they came and for this voting election day, the turnout was fantastic. I'm very happy to share that the maximum number of women constables in country is here in Bihar. We have given 50%, we were the first state, the Honorable Chief Minister, 50% reservation in the Panchayati Raj institutions. We have 35% reservations in the government jobs in this state, and we are extremely proud of the biggest success story in this part of the world is Jivika, the self-help group movement. That's the biggest success story. And I was requesting Vijay Lakshmi, some of you, if you get a chance tomorrow, I've requested her to organize some handicraft shops and all that. Also, you should see the products which are being made. We have launched a scheme where we are going for economic empowerment big time, social economic empowerment of this group women. So the issues, what is being discussed today, he mentioned about the environment accounts. So I am really happy that most of these issues are extremely relevant and something which the Honorable Prime Minister reiterated in our workshop. So welcome all of you once again. Have a wonderful stay here. And in case you have any suggestions, any feedback for us, despite her best effort and her team, if there are any shortcomings, it should come to us. Let me tell you, this workshops like this, it really helps us a lot. We have been part of many such workshops when I was in power sector and the Honorable Minister. He invariably used to attend these workshops and we used to go as a team. And when you share the experiences, the kind of presentation which he made, and I learned a lot of things about other states, how Madhya Pradesh is working, how Chhattisgarh has done so well on the agri-stack front. We came back and we started working on that. Ultimate goal is Viksit Bharat 2047, and we are also looking forward to a Vaibhavshali Bihar in 2047. Thank you very much once again. Jai Hind.
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद हमारे आदरणीय मुख्य सचिव बिहार श्री प्रत्यय अमृत सर जी का। सही आसन के लिए बिहारी को प्रदेश है जहाँ हम उगते हुए सूरज और डूबते हुए सूरज को नमन करते हैं, उन्हें अर्घ्य देते हैं और बिहार के गौरवशाली इतिहास के बारे में आप सबको बताना क्या, आप सभी इससे अवगत हैं। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद सर अपने महत्वपूर्ण विचारों को हमारे साथ साझा करने के लिए। और अब हम चलते हैं एक बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण कड़ी की ओर। नाउ वी मूव ऑन टू अ सिग्निफिकेंट मोमेंट, रिलीज ऑफ पब्लिकेशन। Publication are not just the documents, they are commitments. Now it's time for the release of publication of the Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation and the Planning and Development Department, Government of Bihar. I would like to request all the dignitaries present over here for the release. And now the first release